how has the Indian art market evolved over the past few years?
Well, it's evolved exponentially, but people like us who are the artists, we have a serious dichotomy about the way we view this boom. It's not necessarily the most conducive to creativity, because creativity is done in great isolation. It's a very personal event, creating a painting. And I think when the market intrudes to such an extent that we are constantly under pressure, artists are constantly under pressure to produce for the galleries, for the auctions, for collectors, for charities. So we have, I think a lot of artists have two sets of feelings about this market. It's true that we are all the beneficiaries of the boom, but it's not necessarily the best situation for creativity.
If one doesn't really understand about art, does it make sense to invest in art?
Well, these days it's become much easier for people who want to invest in art to do so, because there are galleries, there are auction houses. For instance, an auction house is probably assailed with hundreds of works of art, but the ones that they finally choose to put in their auction, they have also been through an expert selection process. So I think it's a fairly safe bet to look at some of the catalogues of these auction houses like Christie's and Sotheby's, who do lay a kind of a benchmark for which artists are acceptable as an investment and which are not. I don't think any auction house would have artists in their catalogue that weren't considered a good investment. So it's really making things much easier for the would-be investor.
Do you see India as an opportunity economy?
Mm-hmm.
And what will Budget 07 do to further this? What's your opinion about the budget? If you can just tell me what the budget is.
Well, I feel extremely concerned. So I live in Nizamuddin East, and we are very close to the Basti. My studio is in the Basti. And I feel very, very concerned at the fact that whereas the rich are getting richer and there seems to be enormous, unlimited amounts of money flowing around, the poor are indeed getting poorer in actual terms, because their wage is not, the lowest wage is really not enough to buy a decent lifestyle, a meal, medical assistance, even clothing or education for the poorer families. And unless this inflation is contained in this budget, I think there's going to be big trouble.